Welcome to my channel. Today's poem is called Corporate Island, surrounded by the depth of the water around me, as if isolated with only quiet desperation driving me to stay afloat. Every day the greedy waters pound against my shores, pulling away sand and taking my soul. The demanding winds challenge my strength to not quit fighting among the dark blue waters where the sharks seek and await for the right time to attack. Sometimes a cold gust will push me back a few feet, but I manage to bounce back with integrity and great strength. I am tough. Never will I drown in the cold water surrounding my body. Always will I find the time to feel the warm sunshine and smell the roses, especially when disaster has been tranquilized. My beaches will remain sandy and my trees will stand tall. For I am an island strong as can be, full of life, and someday will be set free in the midst of this evil sea. We exist in a world where it seems everyone is out to get you. It's a dog-eat-dog world where only the strong survive. We constantly hear these types of phrases, and they have become part of our corporate culture. But what does that really mean? Are we all just out for ourselves? Is there no hope for a better, more compassionate work environment? In order to understand what it means to be a corporate island, we must first examine the characteristics of an island. An island is a mass of land that is both surrounded by and isolated from other masses of land. It is defined by its boundaries, its shores, and it exists within a larger body of water. Islands can be formed in different ways, but one common way is through the process of deposition. Deposition occurs when sediments are dropped by a river at its mouth, which over time can build up and form a new piece of land. Once that piece of land is separated from the mainland by water, it becomes an island. Now let's apply these characteristics to the corporate world. In the same way that an island is isolated from other masses of land, employees in the corporate world can often feel isolated from one another. Despite working in close proximity, people can still feel disconnected from their colleagues due to a lack of communication or a breakdown in relationships. This isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness, disengagement, and disconnection. Furthermore, just like an island is defined by its boundaries, corporate employees may also feel constrained by the boundaries set by their organization. They may feel limited in their ability to explore new ideas or take risks due to a fear of failure or a lack of support from their organization. These boundaries can be explicit, such as rules and regulations, or they can be implicit, such as unwritten norms and expectations. Finally, just as an island exists within a larger body of water, employees exist within a larger corporate structure. They are part of a larger system with its own currents and tides that can influence how they behave and make decisions. This can be both a positive and negative thing. On the one hand, employees benefit from the stability and support of a larger organization. On the other hand, they may also be subject to the whims and pressures of the larger corporate world. Despite these challenges, islands can still thrive. Many islands have developed unique ecosystems that are home to a variety of plants and animals. Similarly, thriving corporations are often those that are able to create a unique culture that attracts and retains top talent. To do so, they must be willing to invest in their employees and create an environment where they feel valued and supported. By doing so, they can create a workplace where employees feel like they belong, where they feel empowered to take risks, and where they feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves. Being a corporate island isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it can be a source of strength. Just like a physical island, a corporate island can be a place of stability and resilience in the face of external pressures. When the seas around an island are rough, the island provides a safe haven for the creatures that live there. Similarly, when the corporate world is in turmoil, a strong corporation can provide stability and security for its employees. However, being a corporate island can also be a challenge. Just like a physical island, a corporate island can be cut off from the rest of the world. This can make it difficult to get the resources and support needed to thrive. Additionally, being a corporate island can lead to complacency. When a corporation is successful, it can be easy to rest on its laurels and stop innovating. This can lead to stagnation and eventually decline. So how can we, as corporate beings, strike the right balance between being an island and being part of the larger corporate world? The answer, I believe, lies in embracing the following 3 principles. The first principle is to remember that even though we may be corporate islands, we are still connected to the larger corporate world. We are not alone. There are other corporations and individuals out there who are facing the same challenges as us. By reaching out and connecting with others, we can create a support system that will help us through tough times. We can also learn from each other and share best practices that will help us all succeed. The second principle is to remember that just because we are corporate islands does not mean that we are unchangeable. We can still grow and evolve as corporations. We can still innovate and change with the times. In fact, it is this ability to adapt and change that will allow us to not just survive but thrive in the corporate world. Embracing change and innovation will allow us to remain competitive and ensure that we are always moving forward. The third and final principle is to remember that even though we may be corporate islands, we are still part of something bigger than ourselves. We are part of the global economy, and the success of our corporation is dependent on the success of others. By embracing these 3 principles, we can ensure that we are not only surviving, but thriving in the corporate world. We can become corporate islands that are not just resilient, but are also growing and evolving. We can become corporate islands that are not just surviving, but are also contributing to the success of the larger corporate world. Being a corporate island is not a bad thing. In fact, it can be a source of strength, stability, and resilience. It can also be a challenge, leading to disconnection, boundaries, and a risk of complacency. But by embracing the principles of connection, growth, and contribution, we can overcome these challenges and turn our islands into thriving corporate entities. Remember, even though we may be corporate islands, we are not alone. We are not static, and we are not just surviving. We are growing, evolving, and contributing to something bigger than ourselves. So, let us embrace our unique position in the corporate world and strive to be the best corporate islands we can be. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. See you on the next one.